How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to DeKalb High School Sectional number 5. This is the final. We have an SAC showdown, the third game, third contest against these two schools. The Northside Redskins, led by head coach Shabazz Khalik, who is in his 6th year at the school, is 96 and 40. He has 8 years of coaching experience in the high school level. Overall record 126 and 54. Of course, Northside will be in the all-white here with red trim. They will be facing off for the third time this season the Carroll Chargers, led by head coach Marty Beasley, who in his 11th year is 162 and 96, has 17 years of coaching experience in the high school level, overall record of 231 and 161. So two outstanding coaches here on display for you this evening. We have great talent on both sides of the court, D1 talent here in front of us this evening. We'll start with Carroll. Carroll, led by their senior Kyle Mallers, listed at 6'7", 6'8", goes all of that for sure. He has helped in the backcourt by his junior running mate, Jacob Redding. Redding shoots it about 46% from three-land. Outstanding shooter, high basketball IQ. And if you give him any space at all, he has a quick release and will get that ball up and in quicker than you can get off your feet defensively. For the Redskins, they're led by a top 25 player in his class, freshman Keon Brooks Jr. Keon Brooks Jr. had an outstanding night last night in the semifinal to lead his team to victory over the Northrop Bruins 79-72. Keon Brooks, I lost my stat sheet there from last night. I misplaced it. Off the top of my head, had about 26, 28 points last night, 5 or 6 blocks, was outstanding defensively on the offensive end, did it inside and out, had a couple lobs, got the team really going. He's an outstanding player, top 25 player, as I mentioned, in his class. He is just a freshman, but also his leader, the junior, Jalen Butts. Jalen Butts listed at about 6'8", loves the low post game, can really dominate the glass. Jalen Butts, number 1 for Northside, just a junior. So it'll be very interesting to see how they match up. I would assume Kellum Brown and Kyle Mallers will be on Butts and Brooks, but we'll see how Coach Marty Beasley will match up to the high-powered Northside Redskins. Carroll, of course, ranked number 12 in the state. Northside comes in ranked number 19 in the state. That is via the coach's poll. Both teams their way to get here. The opening round, Carroll beat Snyder 64-45. Northrop beat East Noble 63-54. In the semifinal games last night, of course, SummitCitySports.com out here, courtesy of Parkview Sports Medicine, giving you this live action of this sectional being played here at DeKalb. Last night's semifinal round saw Carroll beat the host squad 40-32. DeKalb, led by senior Will Chrisman, the St. Francis commit to play football next year for Coach Donnelly, really battled the high-powered and number 12 ranked Carroll Chargers, but in the end, Carroll just too much, ends up winning that contest 40-32. In the second game of the doubleheader last night was the Northside Redskins against their SAC foe and the Northrop Bruins. That game had several lead chances. Northrop played a very good game. Tavon Johnson had outstanding blocks Jagger surface, Richard Robertson and company, but just was not enough to defeat the Northside Redskins, who hung strong and did defeat Northrop 79-72. And that's where we sit coming into DeKalb here Saturday night. 7 o'clock tip time is the scheduled tip time. We're about 1:15 away from that. Outstanding atmosphere in the gym already. Carroll faithful in blue, the Northside faithful in red and black. Just a minute away to the tip, as the winner in this matchup will move on to regionals, which will be played in Logansport, Indiana. This is SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carrington Thompson on the camera. This is Tim Atkinson. I've been calling your play-by-play all week long here at sectional number 5. Couldn't be more proud to be a part of this Indiana high school boys basketball playoffs and this sectional. Just get goosebumps here just talking about it and getting set for the tip here at DeKalb High School. Of course, we want to thank Athletic Director of DeKalb High School, Chris Rhodes, putting outstanding sectional on here at his home gymnasium in this spacious DeKalb Barron Gymnasium. So right now, we'll send you down to the PA announcer for the national anthem and the starting lineups.
Disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's afford the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy tonight's game. At this time, we would ask all fans to stand as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. Let's meet the starters from Carroll High School. Number 4, Jacob Redding. Number 11, Arius Jones. Number 14, Kyle Mallard. Number 33, Riley Garlick. And number 55, Kellum Brown. Head coach for the Chargers is Marty Beasley. Now, introducing the starters for the Fort Wayne Northside Redskins. Number 1, Jalen Nutt. Number 3, Elijah Holmes. Number 5, Devontae Kinney. Number 10, Brandon Johnson. And number 12, Keon Brooks. Head coach for the Northside Redskins is Shabazz Khalid. Tonight's officials are Jeff Meeks, Brett Redcliffe, and Ronnie French.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Just seconds away from the tip. Starting 5 for Carroll, Jacob Redding, Kyle Mallers, Arius Jones, Kellum Brown, and Riley Perlick. For Northside, Brandon Johnson, Devontae Kinney, Elijah Holmes, Jalen Butts, and of course Keon Brooks Jr. So it looks like Butts and Kyle Mallers will head to the circle for the tip. Of course, Kyle Mallers, a senior, committed to play for Ball State University there in Muncie, Indiana. He'll suit up to be a Cardinal next year. 4 8-minute quarters to decide who moves on to regionals in Logansport, Indiana. Carroll will start with possession. Man-to-man defense by Northside. Redding being guarded by Holmes. Here's Perlick that has Butts on him to start, and Johnson's guarding Mallers. So Coach Shabazz Khalik going with a different bit of defensive game plan here with Keon Brooks then on Kellum Brown. Butts has got to be careful. Good hands by Kinney. He averages nearly 3 steals a game as Mallers just throws one up and knocks it in. Kyle Mallers starts the game as he did last night with a bucket. They're up 2-0 here to start the game. Johnson, Butts. There's Holmes. Looking for Johnson down low, being guarded by Arius Jones. Brooks pulls up from the right elbow. Got it. Not a good sign if you're Carroll. If Keon Brooks' jumper is falling, that could mean danger for the Chargers. Here's Kellum Brown, the outstanding leader, senior, just a hard-nosed basketball player, true Indiana high school basketball player, Kellum Brown. Great to see those kids here in the state of Indiana play with such tenacity as Redding rises up, no good. Butts battles and takes it away from Jones. Outlet to Kinney. Kinney gonna take it right at Mallers and blocked by Mallers. Will stay Northside ball. But you saw the length there from Kyle Mallers. Not just the height, but has very good length. Johnson looks to inbound. He does to Butts. Finds Keon Brooks. They look to get it down low to Butts. Kick out to Kinney. Carroll will lay off the guards for Northside. Ball flipped up, almost got it, but went off the fingertips of Kinney. It will go out of bounds to Carroll. To be very important for Carroll to keep Northside off the offensive glass. Will be key this night, limiting those second chance points. Inbounds to Perlick. Picked up by Butts. Perlick, little hesitation dribble. Will come back out top to Jacob Redding, and he'll set it. Coach Marty Beasley yells out the play. Feed to Perlick. Perlick with Butts. Step back. Kellum Brown, stagnant on offense right now is Carroll. Jones goes baseline. Tried the reverse layup, may have been partially blocked by Kinney. Butts comes down with another board. He's gonna bring it up. Good look to Kinney. Kinney, as Mallers had a nice recovery defensively. Butts has position on Perlick, but couldn't handle the ball. Never really had control of that as Kinney almost came up with another steal. He is so clever on defense, getting in the passing lanes. Holmes. Kellum Brown now. Redding. Jones, you got to cut the baseline off of Jones because he can find his spot-up shooters and finish at the rim. But there's a first foul of the game. That's on number 3, Elijah Holmes. That's his first, team's first. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carrington Thompson on the camera. This is Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play. Chris Hill checks in for Northside. As Elijah Holmes sits down Butts with another board. Brooks, floater just over Mallers, got the roll. Tough shot by Keon Brooks. Has all 4 of Northside's points here in the early going. 4.5 minutes remaining. 4-2's your score. Good screen by Riley Perlick on Kinney. Defense needs to help out a guard there and yell out that screen as Redding rattles one home. Hits his first three of the night, gives Carroll the lead 5-4. Jacob Redding, as I mentioned, shoots it from about 46% from distance, averages 15 points a game. Hill looks for Brooks. Double team came from Mallers. Somebody needs to be open. It isn't Chris Hill. Again, Carroll lays off the shooters. The outside shooting not the strength for Northside. Bud's trying to post on Perlick. Can't get the ball down to him. Kinney just inside the three-point line. No good. And boarded by Kellen Brown. He looks to push. Brown, he'll take it all the way in if it isn't stopped. Nice left-handed layup. Move the ball away from the shot blocker and Keon Brooks. Laid it up and in. Kellen Brown with his first two. Averages 6 a game. Good board by Brown on the knocks box out. Good pass up to Jones. Spin move is swatted. Keon Brooks swatted at the top of the box. Led to the break, but can't get it to go. And Mallers was out of bounds, says the baseline referee. See the explosiveness right there of Keon Brooks Jr. Huge block. To wipe away the attempted layup, we'll have Northside ball. Butts goes right at Brown. Good hands by Brown, knocks away, and that's a steal. Kellen Brown having a good first quarter, as you would expect. He's just a gamer. Good dribble, got Keon Brooks on skates there for a minute. Went behind the back, crossover with the right hand. Kellen Brown putting the defense on skates and finishing. 5-point lead now for the Chargers. That's their biggest. Ron Quarles checks in the game for Northside now. He's their three-point specialist. Transfer from Concordia. Butts, top of the key. Remember, no shot clock in the state of Indiana. Quarles got that knocked away. Butts comes up with it. Right here is where I'd like to see Butts clear out Brooks and just back down his defender. But they're gonna get a foul called, I believe, on Jacob Redding on the block. Tough call on Jacob Redding, but it is his first. That's Carroll's first. Carroll, of course, 20-6 overall this year, 8-1 in the SAC, finished second, in second place behind their arch rival, the Homestead Spartans. Northside, they come into tonight 17-6 and 5-4 in the conference. Mentioned in the holiday tournament is a steal by Mallers, and no foul called. Must have got all ball. Saw a lot of contact, no call. We'll stay though with Carroll. Mallers with a nice looking steal. This is the third game between these two schools. First game was the championship of the SAC Holiday Tournament, which saw Northside winning that, their third consecutive. And then the second matchup, Brown takes it in, floats it back to Jones. Second matchup was on February the 9th at Northside, which saw Kellen Brown hit a three at the buzzer to beat Northside 56-54. So the rubber match here this evening, and knocked down Elijah Long. First three ball for Northside. They needed it. Not only for the points, but to make the defense honest. Get that out front defender out of the lap of the post-up players. Redding gets a nice screen from Perlick and knocks it down. Jacob Redding with his second three ball. 5-point advantage back for Carroll. We're under a minute left here in the first. Quarles looking for Butts. Good pass to Butts, and Butts looked like he lost his footing. Good call by the referee. Mallers came over with the help defense on the double team, but just stood strong and tall and forced a turnover. With 49.2, Carroll with ball. Looks like Jalen Butts has blood on the front of his jersey, so he's going to have to get that taken care of. This is SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Anthony Martin will check in. Had a great game last night for Coach Marty Beasley. Came up with huge offensive rebounds and putbacks. Was a huge difference maker in the defeat of the host squad, DeKalb Barons. Inbounds to Jones, being guarded by Long. Jones, Brown, Redding, Mallers, and Martin, your 5 for Carroll. Johnson, Holmes, Long, Hill, and Brooks, your 5 for Northside as the steal. Nice steal that time by Elijah Long. 29 seconds remaining, pushes it up to Brooks. Northside will hold here for the last shot of the quarter. Coach Shabazz Khalid calls out the play. We are at 12 seconds. Elijah Holmes finds Long. Long's gonna hit another one. No, he doesn't. And that went off of Chris Hill's hands, out of bounds. Carroll has a shot with 3.9 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Up by 5. Be huge if they could put one in the bucket here before the buzzer. Outlet, nicely done up to Mallers. No foul called. My goodness, a lot of contact as they go Northside ball. That's a tough non-call. That was good if it went. So the beautiful outlet for Carroll as Coach Marty Beasley's gonna come out and have a word with the referee. It was right in front of him. Tons of contact, but not called. So at the end of 1, Carroll is up 12-7. Good balanced scoring for Carroll. Jacob Redding with 6. Mallers with 2 and Brown with 4. That's your 12 points for Northside. Elijah Long had the lone 3 and Keon Brooks with 2 field goals. So we sit 12-7 here as we get ready for the second quarter. Take a short break and throw you to our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the second quarter. 8 minutes to play here in this quarter. 12-7 is your score. Carroll Chargers on top. This is SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Keon Brooks misses the 3 ball, and we'll have a push-off on the offensive rebound attempt. I think they got that on Johnson. They did. Brandon Johnson with his first. He's a sophomore. That's the team's second. Northside stays with that full court pressure, but back it out with Martin bringing it up on Butts. Anthony Martin, Kellen Brown, Jacob Redding, Arias Jones, and Kyle Mallers, your 5 for Carroll. Butts, Johnson, Brooks, Holmes, and Long, your 5 for Northside, as Brown gets a screen from Martin. Redding. Good recovery defensively by Holmes. Brown up top. He'll shoot it if given the space, but definitely would rather slash to the basket, as we've seen a couple times already today. Mallers with a nice move. Came to a jump stop, but just skied off 2 feet for the easy lay-in. Mallers now with 4 points. 14-7. Johnson. Wide open from 3, can't get it from Long. Rebounded by Johnson, and an offensive foul as Arias Jones stood strong, took it in the chest. Offensive foul called on Johnson as he'll check out. Chris Hill in. Johnson second, team third. Northside stays in the press. We are at DeKalb High School Sectional number 5. Indiana High School Boys Basketball Sectional Final. Anthony Martin with the little 9-foot pull-up, knocks it down. Anthony Martin with his first bucket. Averages 6. Butt's gonna set a screen. Mallard's almost got a piece of that. The floater, no good. Hill couldn't corral the board. Mallard's has Brown with them. Good bounce pass. Can't get it to go, but Martin with the offensive board, and Butts finally comes up with it, knocked away by Jones, and out of bounds. Jalen Butts stepped out of bounds. No, they're gonna get a foul on Jalen Butts. So back-to-back offensive foul calls on the Redskins. We'll head with Carroll ball up by 9, trying to make it a double-digit advantage here with 6:16 remaining in the second quarter. And down to Brown. Has Brooks on him. Now Brooks. Redding gets a screen from Martin. Now has it up top to Perlick. Perlick dribble drive, and that's a travel. One too many steps. Turnover on Carroll. Will go back Northside's way. Down by 9. Need a bucket here. Do the Redskins. Avery Fath in the game now for Carroll. Number 10 in blue. Kinney took the contact, but could not finish. Good defense by Carroll. They're having a great defensive tournament here to start. Giving up 45 to Snyder and just 32 to DeKalb. Redding got caught in the air but did find Brown. Dylan Brown will pull it back. Get a screen from Perlick. Avery Fath being guarded by Kinney. Kinney will time that dribble and look for that steal. Brown out to Fath. Corner 3. Hit the side of the backboard and saved, but Martin grabbed it. Went up and blocked by Chris Hill. They push. Here's Kinney to Butts. Butts with the finger roll lay-in. Jalen Butts with his first bucket. Averages 15. Pulls his Redskins squad within 7. 16-9, 4:45 remaining in the second quarter. Redding, 3-ball, no good. Kinney grabs it. Doesn't have numbers, but takes it right at Brown, and that's an offensive foul. Callum Brown, nice defensive play. Carroll setting up Northside here on the dribble drive. Easy call by the referee. Turnover on Northside. As we'll head back, Carroll ball, Kinney with the offensive foul. That's his first, team's 5th. Martin will come down here to the baseline to inbound. Into Jones. Jones wants it cleared out. 4.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Perlick sets a screen. Jones finds Mallers. He can hit that 3. Oh, halfway down and spun out, but rebounded by Jones and reset by Carroll. Carroll hitting that offensive glass here in the second quarter. Jones, dribble drive, too easy for the talented sophomore. Lays it up and in for his first bucket. He averages 9. He averages 5.5, does Arius Jones. That's a 2. No good, rebounded by Martin. 9-point advantage, Martin tries to push. Hassled, Faith comes up with it. Fath, no good, Butts with the board. Outlets to Brooks. Brooks crossed over, went with the left hand. Pulls up from 10 and got it. Keon Brooks so smooth with that jumper. That mid-range game just hangs in the air. Waits for the defender to come down and then puts up the jump shot. So Northside pulls back to within 7. 3:34 remaining here in the second quarter. What outstanding talent we have here in the Fort Wayne, Indiana and surrounding area. Let's just call it Northeast Indiana. Just tonight here, Kyle Mallers heading to Ball State. You have Keon Brooks, who's being courted by everyone big time in college basketball, as Jalen Butt's recruiting starting to pick up as well. Haven't had a chance to talk to Jacob Redding lately to see where his recruitment stands. But I know there's some schools out there that would love to have the shooting ability of number 4, Jacob Redding. Darius Jones will bring it up. 3.5 minutes. Martin. Turnover, here comes Kinney. Brooks being hounded by Mallers. Stolen, Darius Jones, and then a holding foul called on Keon Brooks. Just compounded the problem. 6-team foul now on Northside. One away from the 1-and-1. Redding looks to inbound. Jones will set it up. Jones, Perlick, Brown, Mallers, and Redding, your starting 5. That's a 3-ball. Arius Jones knocks it down. 5th point of the quarter. He has 5 total. 10-point advantage now for Carroll. Out to Butts. They swing it to Quarles. Good play defensively by Arius Jones. Redding's going to pull up from 18. Got it. Jacob Redding now with 8. 2.5 to go. Biggest lead for Carroll. 23-11 is your score. The Carroll faithful on their seat here at DeKalb High School. Chris Hill's going to pull up just inside the 3-point line. Great defense by Carroll. Pushing Northside out, as that foul is going to be on Kinney on the reach. That will be his second, the 7th team foul. That'll send Kellen Brown to the line for the 1 and bonus. So Brown steps to the line. Update from New Haven. Check that, sorry. As Brown hits the first. Try to get you some updates here around the sectionals. So Brown hits them both. 14-point advantage for Carroll. Biggest lead of the first half, as they are playing very, very well defensively. Good finger roll, but can't get it to go. Fight for the board. Comes down to Mallers. And a timeout called by Mallers with possession. So timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll hear a word from our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carrington Thompson on the camera. This is Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play. We've both been here all week since Tuesday. Had a doubleheader Tuesday and last night. to all culminate here in the final of this sectional number 5 being played at beautiful DeKalb High School, home of the Barons. This final, number 12, Carroll against number 19, Northside. And Carroll looking like that number 12 ranking early. They're up by 14 with 1.5 minutes to go in the second. Knocked away. Northside needed that. Up to Hill. Hill floats it. 3-ball. Need it. Long. Spins it in. This second 3 now has 6 points. Cuts the deficit to 11. Mallers now being guarded by Hill. Hill needs to stay with him. Minute 10. Brown has Brooks on him. Northside wants to go underneath every screen except on Jacob Redding. You got to go over the screens on number 4. With everybody else, you go underneath the screen on that pick and pop. Perlick out to Jones. That's Carroll. Completely fine with wasting some clock. Jones can't get up. Good save as Perlick came to help. 35 seconds. Double team on Perlick. He gets it out to Brown. 30 seconds left in the second. Dylan Brown. 22 seconds. Butts went for the steal. Redding. Pump fake. Back out to Perlick. Got caught up in the air. Brown 3. Got it. Kellum Brown seems to be the senior of destiny here this year. Has come up with big play after big play as that turnover will end the first half with Carroll having a great half. 28-14 is your score. We'll go into break. We'll take a short break here with them and join you as we get closer to the second half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 16 more minutes of action left in this sectional number 5 final between number 12 ranked Carroll Chargers and the number 19 Northside Redskins. Outstanding first half for Carroll. Defensively just shut down Northside. Held them to 14 points through 16 minutes, which is no easy task, let me tell you. Holding down Northside's offensive power is not easy at all. Carroll, though, is clicking on all cylinders. Team defense is outstanding. They've set and taken several charges here this evening and putting them in the position right now to move on to regionals in Logansport, Indiana. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carrington Thompson on the camera. This is Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play. Update out at New Haven as Angola is up over New Haven 22-16. That is at the half. So 16 minutes left to go here at DeKalb. Northside needs to have a very good third quarter, at least a good start to the quarter to get some momentum coming back to the Redskins' way. Here's Brown, as Carroll will not rush. They will be patient in their offensive sets. Jones goes baseline, good cutoff by Kinney that time. As they come back out top, and they're gonna reset it. Jones. Watch for the back cut here. Everybody out beyond the arc. So Carroll can back cut you. Watch, yep, that's exactly what Mallers here on the near side was thinking. Needs to post up the shorter. Johnson needs to demand the ball here on the near side as they'll get Brooks with the foul. That's the freshman's second. Team's first here of the second half. Scorers for Northside at half. Jalen Butts with just 2. Elijah Long hit a pair of 3-pointers, has 6. And Keon Brooks with 3 field goals. He has 6 points. That's their 14 for Carroll. Jacob Redding with 8. Jones with 5. Mallers backing down, triple team. Mallers with 4. Can't go down, but skied for the ball. And Kellen Brown with 9. And Anthony Martin with 2. That's your 28. 28-14 is your score. Make it 28-16. Nice dribble drive, finishing with the left hand. Does Kenny. 12-point deficit for Northside. Here's Mallers. Gets a screen from Perlick. Double team came. Butts smartly goes back on Perlick. Perlick, once Redding, gets it to him. Good look to Perlick. That went off Brooks' legs. Out of bounds. We'll stay here with Carroll ball. 28-16, 6:11 to go in the third quarter. Kellen Brown's gonna inbound here on the baseline. Mallers rubs a couple screen. They find Redding here in the corner. Good spin move, but stuck with them did number 2, Elijah Long. Now down low to Mallers, has the size advantage. Little fadeaway jumper blocked maybe by Butts. Mallers came up with it. Look at the hustle by both teams, and that foul's gonna be on Kenny. That's a good foul call. Kenny went in with the shoulder and completely displaced the Carroll Charger, Jacob Redding. That's an obvious call here in my opinion. So Kenny, that's a big call though, because that is his 3rd foul, the team's 2nd. Redding looks to inbound, does to Mallers. Mallers finds Brown. Brown, there's her screen from Perlick. And another one near side. Butts hedged out on that screen, causing the double team, but that left Perlick open. Good recovery by Butts, down low to Mallers. Mallers just too strong. Nice defense by Johnson though that time. I spoke too soon. What a steal by Arias Jones. Butts right there has to give it up to a guard on that head down to the post and let him feed you. That's a 2, no good, tipped out. And that will go to Northside. Out of bounds off Jacob Redding. Carroll with the chance to cut it to Northside with a chance to cut it to a single-digit deficit. Down by 12 right now, 5:08 remaining in the third. 3 ball, no good. Brown with the board. Kellen Brown has great athleticism. As it looks like somebody pulled the fire alarm here at DeKalb High School. Guarantee you it's some kids being kids. It's Kellen Brown. That may have been partially blocked by Butts. Brooks now finds Kenny. Kenny's gonna go to the right side, up over Perlick, can't get it to go. Butts does get the board. Goes up strong, blocked by Kyle Mallers. Mallers looks to push. Perlick, 3 ball, couldn't get it to go. Loose ball, and Carroll just coming up with those 50-50 balls. Good look down low, but a tough catch for Mallers. That ball was low, out to Brooks. Brooks, good look and finish to Elijah Long, who now has 8 points. Timeout on the floor. Called by Northside, full timeout. We'll take the break with them. We'll hear a word from our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. P announcer is announcing to the crowd that the fire alarm, it is a false alarm. It is not a true alarm. Most likely, as I mentioned, some youngsters out being youngsters in the hallways, pulling the fire alarm. So we'll deal with the strobe lights here at DeKalb Gymnasium for a little bit longer, as Carroll will have possession up by 10, and there the alarms go off, and the Carroll student section gives the staff here at DeKalb a nice hand. That's Perlick. He's gonna break it by himself. Nope, Kinney steals. Kinney, hesitation, put it up, no good, tipped. Butts comes down with it and a foul. Jalen Butts will head to the line to shoot a pair as the Northside fans give a sarcastic cheer with that foul call. Foul was on Arius Jones. That's his first. That's the team's first, as Butts heads to the line for 2 opportunities. Front rim no good on the first. Second free throw coming for Jalen Butts to make it a single-digit deficit with a make. He does rattle one home, so 1 for 2 that trip from the line. 9-point deficit now. Maller's gonna bring it up with Butts. He wants to hand it to Jones. Jones. Jacob Redding. Redding gets pushed out, double team. Martin, a nice cut to the ball and fouled. If that's on Kinney, that's his 4th. It is on Devontae Kinney. His 4th personal foul. Big call here on the defensive end against Northside. Down by 9. And their ball hawking guard was going to have to sit for quite a bit of time. Martin misses the first. He gets 2 attempts. Anthony Martin, the sophomore, the junior. Averages 5 a game. So he splits the free throws. Back to a 10-point advantage for Carroll. 3:25 remaining, up top. Long. Brandon Johnson. Long, they're looking for Brooks on that curl, but knocked away by Redding. And Redding smartly pulls it up with no numbers, no reason to rush it, and give the ball right back to Northside. Martin. It's a screen from Mallers. Baseline, Brown. Brown, nice crossover baseline and the finish. Kellen Brown with his first bucket of the second half. He now has 11. Back to a 12-point advantage for the Chargers. Top Butts. Johnson screens from Butts, takes it to the cup and gets the roll. Brandon Johnson with his first bucket. Pulls it back to a 10-point lead for Carroll. 30-second timeout called on the floor. We'll take that with them. Hear a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Thanks for checking us out on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you will be notified of all of our full game video highlight clips and our live stream broadcasts. You'll be notified as those come up. Of course, follow us on Twitter at 260sports. And of course, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. 31-21, 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. Carroll up top, on top by 10. Maller's being guarded by Butts, hands it to Jones. Jones falls down, picked up by Hill. Hill finger rolls it in with the left hand. 8-point deficit now. No good. Martin with another offensive board and fouled. Chris Hill got the block, but they will get hit with the personal. Chris Hill, that's his first. The team's fourth. That will send Anthony Martin to the line. He is 1 for 2 here this evening. Spins that one home. Now with 4 points for Martin. Martin's second attempt, up, and it is good as well. Martin now with 5 points, back to a 10-point lead. Butts. Offensive foul called on Mallers. On Butts, against Mallers, excuse me. That's probably 4 or 5 charges that Carroll has taken here this evening. Really changes the momentum happening on the hardwood. So Carroll keeps the ball. Kellen Brown looks to inbound. Has Jones, Mallers, Redding, and Martin. Inbound to Mallers. Forward north side. Johnson, Quarles, Butts, Brooks, and Chris Hill. Mallers went right past Butts. Martin went baseline, cut off by Chris Hill. Good help defensively. Up top now, here's Mallers. Ball State commit. Goes with the left hand. That's got to be a travel. You can't catch the ball like that and tap it out. Not sure why that wasn't called. That's a travel. You can't pass the ball to yourself. And that non-call led to the third personal foul of Keon Brooks. So Northside not getting the benefit of the whistles here this evening. As Brandon Adams checks in for the first time, Jalen Butts will take a seat. Jones inbounds to Redding. Minute 05 left in the third, 33-23. Left-handed layup, Jacob Redding. Not just a spot-up shooter. Took that one to the cup, laid it in. Now has 10 points. Blocked by Martin. I think they have a foul down low. Foul is called on Anthony Martin. That is his first, the team's second. We'll send number 10, Brandon Johnson, to the line, the sophomore. Knocks down the first. Second attempt, drained as well. Big free throws that time by Brandon Johnson. Now has 4 points. 10-point advantage for Carroll. We're under a minute left in the third. Carroll, they'll look to take as much clock as possible. Martin, hesitation and swatted by Brooks. But we'll stay Carroll ball. 35 seconds remaining in the third. Inbound to Mallers. Mallers has Johnson behind him. Mallers finds Brown. Baseline three. Got it! Kellen Brown, his 5th point of the quarter, now has 14. He averages 8 a game. Johnson finds Brooks. Brooks inside the 3-point arc. No good. Rebounded by Arias Jones. 13 seconds remaining. Redding takes it all the way in and blocked by Brooks again. Redding lost his footing. 5 seconds. All the way up. Can't get it to go. Brooks knocked it away from his teammate Adams. And a foul with 2 seconds left. That'll be the 17th foul on Northside. So that will send Martin to the line. He'll get the 1-and-1 opportunity. Martin to the line now. Front end of the 1-and-1. We have 2 seconds left. 38-25. Carroll on top. It's a third matchup between these two schools, with them splitting. Northside won the championship of the SAC Holiday Tournament, and Carroll bested them in conference play. Anthony Martin hits the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll get a second attempt. With 2 seconds remaining, Martin can't get that one to go, rebounded by Adams. And full length, not good if it goes. That's where we'll end the third quarter with your score. The Carroll Chargers on top of the Northside Redskins, 39-25. We'll take a short break and hear a word from our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Big shout out to Athletic Director of DeKalb High School, Chris Rhodes, putting an outstanding host job here for the sectional number 5 in Class 4A in the state of Indiana. Best basketball in the country, of course, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit biased, but love the Indiana high school basketball, boys and girls. Summit City Sports, courtesy of Parkview Sports Medicine, been able to cover so many games here in the basketball season, with the culmination here in the playoffs. We now have 8 minutes left in this final. Jones is going to get hit with the foul on Brooks. With Jones' second personal, team's third. 14-point advantage for Carroll. They've been in control from the early going. Goes into Kinney. Kinney in the game with 4 personals. Chris Hill finds Brooks. Mallers hanging off Kinney. As Kinney not much of a threat from distance. Good look, Chris Hill just inside the 3-point line. Spun it out, no good, rebounded by Jacob Redding. 7:30 remaining in the game. Jones brings it up, pressured by Brandon Johnson. And a 5-second call on Arius Jones. Good defense by Northside, causing the turnover. 7:20 left to go in the game, 39-25. Northside needs to convert every possession here. The limited possessions with no shot clock in the state of Indiana. Carroll can go to the whole ball game. We'll see what Coach Marty Beasley chooses to do. But Northside needs to move here. Very stagnant on offense. Brandon Johnson. Elijah Long, he has hit 2 threes here tonight, the only 3 balls. Just no movement for Northside on the offensive end of the court, making Carroll's defensive job very easy as Martin pulls down that board strongly, but then tried to dribble it out of traffic and turned over. Brooks picks it up, gets hammered by Jones. That will send Brooks to the line. He'll get 2 free throws. That will be the 3rd on Jones now. Sending Brooks to the line, he'll get 2. 6:39 remaining in the game. Northside down by 14. Can't get the first one to go. Brooks being held to 6 points. All coming in the first half, has not scored here in the second half. The ultra-talented freshman. Number 12, Keon Brooks, trying to hit his second attempt. Does get the roll that time. Pulls within 13, 6:39 remaining. Mallers, it's a benefit of having a 6'7", 6'8" player that can handle the ball and bring it up. Relieves the pressures off the point guards. One of the offensive foul, didn't get it. Loose ball. Martin once again comes down with another offensive rebound, and the putback good. Anthony Martin, so important for Coach Marty Beasley here in this sectional tournament. Kyle Mallers swats it out into no man's land on the Keon Brooks attempted layup. Kyle Mallers throws it into the seats. But Northside will keep the ball down by 15, 6:11 to go. Parkview Sports Medicine bringing you this live action, SummitCitySports.com. We're live from DeKalb High School as Brown on Brooks. Johnson looks for Butts, comes near side to Kinney. Mallers is going to lay off Kinney. Johnson, three, got it. Brandon Johnson needed that. Three balls good, 41-29. We're just under 6 minutes to go in this final. We'll get a timeout on the court. Coach Marty Beasley is going to take a full timeout on the court. We'll take that with him. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Outstanding week of basketball in the state of Indiana as playoffs started. We've been out here all week here at DeKalb High School, which we covered. The opening round, Carroll defeated Snyder 64-45. Northrop defeated East Noble 63-54. Then the semifinals last night, Carroll beat DeKalb 40-32, and Northside defeated Northrop 79-72 to meet here in the final. Only 5:40 remaining, and Northside season if they cannot put a run together, down by 12. Jacob Redding can't get it to go. Seems like it just hung up on the rim for seconds. Came down to Johnson, being guarded by Martin. Got an update from Bluffton. South Adams is up over Canterbury by 10 after the three. Foul called. 5:13 remaining. That was on Mallers. Stays Northside ball. They have a chance to cut it to a 10-point deficit or 9 with the three. Johnson. Nice looking shot that time by Brandon Johnson. Knocks it down. Now 5 points in this fourth quarter. Does have 9. Update from Huntington North. Homestead down by 1 against Muncie Central, 18-17. They're at the end of one. Jalen Butts that time will get hit with the personal. That will send Jones to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First trip to the line for Arius Jones. From Blackhawk Christian, that sectional final, Blackhawk Christian up 53-32. Jones hits that, back to an 11-point lead. Second attempt for Jones. And can't get it to go, left that one at the charity stripe. Good crossover by Johnson, but Mallers was there to help defensively. Back out to Long. Long being guarded by Redding. Almost stolen. Johnson now. Northside running out of time here, 4:19 to go. Left to Butts, Butts with the right-handed layup, got it to go. Butts with 5 points now. 9-point lead for Carroll, 4:08 remaining. Double team comes on Mallers at the timeline, and he'll get the timeout called. Smart call by the senior captain, Kyle Mallers. 30-second timeout called by Mallers. New Haven up 33-32 over Angola. Under 6 minutes left to go in that sectional final. The winner of that will move to Marion to play next Saturday. So out of the timeout, 4 minutes to go left in this contest. 42-33 is your score. Northside needs to put a couple stops together, obviously, to get back in this game. It's going to be very difficult with the lack of three-point shooters for the Redskins. They need to make every possession count. Mallers back out to Brown. Carroll in no hurry. Brown, and they'll get a blocking foul called on Brandon Johnson. That's a good call by the referee. Johnson tried to bait the referee into that, and he did not bite. So Brown to the line, trying to make it back to a double-digit lead. He does with the first free throw. 15 points now for Kellen Brown. Front end no good, boarded by Johnson. 43-33, 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. Northside needs to do something quick. Brooks is gonna go baseline, leans in and got it to go. Looked like Brooks created the contact. Referee chose to go with Brooks on that call. So the three-point opportunity coming for Keon Brooks, the freshman. 43-35, 3:29 remaining. Big free throw coming for Keon Brooks. Nothing but net. Converts to three-point play. Now with 10 points, Mallers, good drop pass to Martin, and Martin finish. Martin having a great game for Coach Marty Beasley. Now with 10 points. He averages 5 a game as that one goes in somehow, back to a 7-point deficit. Martin needs to pull it out. Does to Brown, over here near side to Redding. 3 minutes to go in this sectional final at DeKalb High School. Knocked away and stolen by Northside. Johnson looks to push. Long. Finds Brooks down low. Turnaround jumper. No good. Too strong. Rebounded by Arius Jones. He's pushing. Has numbers. Up and can't get the roll. But Anthony Martin once again there for the offensive rebound. Been so huge for Coach Marty Beasley. Anthony Martin, the junior, having a great tournament so far as Jacob Redding looks like he stepped over the line. Not called. Loses the handle. And a foul is going to be called on Northside with 2:14 to go. Foul will be called on Elijah Long, his first, the sophomore. But that's the 10th team foul. We'll send Anthony Martin to the line. He'll shoot 2. Jalen Budd set to check back in. First attempt for Anthony Martin. Knocks down the first. Now 5 for 7 from the line here this evening is Anthony Martin, an ultra-athletic forward for Coach Marty Beasley, just a junior. He'll be back next year. Hits both, now has 6 points in this fourth quarter. Pushes the lead back to 9 for Carroll. 2:10 remaining. Northside needs to do something quick. Long, too much time being taken off the clock. Kinney, dribble drive and tripped. So that will send Kinney to the line to shoot 2. That foul was on Anthony Martin. That's his second. The team's 7th. So Kinney to the line, he'll get 2. Elijah Holmes and Chris Hill check in. Long and Butt sit. Oh, they did call that a 1-and-1. They called that on the floor. I thought they called that on the shot attempt from Kinney. But no, they called that the 1-and-1. That was the 17th foul. But Kinney does hit the first. Now with 3 points. Hits both. Big free throws there for him. Devontae Kinney, the junior. Almost stolen by Northside, but we'll say Carroll ball. Just under 2 minutes to go. Carroll up by 7, 47-40. Martin needs to pull it back out. Smartly does, the junior. And nice look to Redding. And Redding with the easy finish. Now with 12 points, back to a 9-point lead for Carroll. Johnson, crossover. Kinney for 3. Air ball, didn't get it. Out of bounds to Carroll. Right there, you like to see Keon Brooks just come out and get the ball from the guard because he can create his own shot from distance or have a chance to take it in for the lay-in. Martin got away with the travel. Jones, minute 20. Jones goes baseline, it's cut off. We'll take it back out near the timeline, hands it to Mallers. Double team came, back to Jones. Carroll playing keep away. Knocked away, but right to Brown. Brown goes baseline. Will come all the way near side and back up top to Redding. 1 minute remaining here in this sectional final. Sectional number 5, Martin with the finish. Nice patience by Carroll. Leads to the easy bucket as they take an 11-point lead with 47 seconds remaining. Brooks went between the legs somehow, got it away from Mallers. Chris Hill, no good on the 3. Rebounded by Brandon Johnson and fouled for Kyle Mallers. So that will send Johnson to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Down by 11, 38.7 seconds remaining. But what a defensive display by the Carroll Chargers, holding Northside to 40 points. Only had 14 at half. At halftime in Huntington North, Muncie Central up 34-29 over Homestead. Johnson rattles home the first. Will get the second attempt. Blackhawk Christian wins 76-43. They will head to Triton Regional next Saturday. Up to Martin. Martin went strong with 2 hands, couldn't get it to go, but of course, Carroll comes down with the rebound, and Jacob Redding to Jones. Jones is fouled. That'll all but do it. Northside down by 9, 21.4 seconds to go in this final. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Make sure you check our schedule for our regional coverage, as we'll work out the details and get it out to everyone as soon as we can. But what a huge year for Carroll. Just missed the SAC conference title by 1 game against Homestead, and now winning the sectional number 5 here at DeKalb, all but over 21 seconds, 51-42. We'll take a short break and hear a word from our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. 21 seconds is all we have left here in sectional number 5 final between Carroll and Northside. Carroll up by 9, all but over. Jones through the line. He'll get a second attempt of the double bonus. Jones hits it. Go 1 for 2 that trip. Holmes puts it up, no good. Butts with the board and put back. And quick timeout called by Coach Spaz Kalik. Butts now with 7 points. As we have a full timeout on the court, we'll take it with them. This will probably be our last break here, so we'll hear one last word from our sponsor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. DeKalb High School put an outstanding sectional here in the state of Indiana, led by Athletic Director Chris Rhodes here at DeKalb. What an outstanding host job here for sectional number 5. 52-44 is your score, 14.4 seconds remaining. Carroll in control, looking to move on to play in Logansport, Indiana next Saturday for regionals. Inbound Martin, and is fouled immediately by Jalen Butts. That will send Anthony Martin to the line. He'll shoot the double bonus. Martin can't hit the first. Martin does hit the second. 53-44, Brooks has stolen. Kellen Brown with the steal. 6.4 seconds, and Brooks will foul, will send Kellen Brown to the line. He'll get to shoot 2. But what a tournament defensively from the Carroll Chargers. Coach Marty Beasley and Athletic Director Dan Gander's got to be extremely proud of their kids here at DeKalb High School, winning sectional number 5. So Brown hits both. 55-44, and that's where it will end. with Carroll moving on to regionals. Congratulations to the Carroll Chargers, who come up victorious and win sectional number 5 in the state of Indiana. We'll take one last short break and hear a last word from our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Big win and congratulations to the Carroll Chargers for winning sectional number 5 and heading to regionals to play next week. Season moves on for Carroll and unfortunately ends for Northside here at DeKalb. But thanks for joining us here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. We'll see you next week for regionals for Carrington Thompson. I'm Tim Atkinson. We'll talk to you later.
Coach Beasley, outstanding tournament defensively for you guys. You guys really put the screws to these teams defensively. What was the game plan coming in? What was the difference here of ratcheting up the defense? I mean, you were defensively good all year. Well, this tournament was beautiful.
I think the game plan we had, our guys, we played them twice already, so we kind of knew what they could and could not do. And I think that our guys, again, we went through a whole year of playing some really good teams. And, they matured, they figured it out. We figured what they can and cannot do also. It kind of all gelled together this week.
Talk a little bit about Anthony Martin. Had an outstanding tournament for you. Really, last night was the difference on the offensive glass, which led to the win against Northrop. Then tonight, the same thing. Talk a little bit about that junior and what he meant this week.
Well, he's one of our most athletic guys. And, we don't have a ton of athletes, but he and Arias, they got to be athletes for us. Again, people we play, they got to be athletes. And I thought that the last two nights, Anthony was tremendous on the boards, great lift. His hustle was great. And I thought Arias played much better tonight with his athleticism and did a great job also.
Last question here for you, Coach. Talk about Kellen Brown. Just intangibles. Had a block here last night where he tracked a guy down. Just a do-everything guy. He's been hitting the threes when you guys need him. Talk a little bit about what he means to you guys.
He's a heart and soul little bit. He's a tough kid. Been through a lot, but I love him. Great worker.
Well, Coach Beasley, congratulations. Good luck at Logansport next week. Same with Ball State commit Kyle Mallers. Outstanding tournament for you guys here tonight. Third time you played Northside, split it there in the season, but really won when it counted. What was the difference you saw on the court here for Carroll moving on to Logansport?
Well, I mean, we had great energy right out of the gate. We took a 14-point lead into halftime, and we came into the locker room, high energy, and if we knew if we kept it up, that we could come out with the W. So it speaks volumes to our guys for the effort that they put in throughout the season, and it was a good win for us.
Defensively, you guys were outstanding this whole week. Holding teams to no points at halftime. I mean, holding Northside to 14 tonight at half. What was the difference? What clicked for you guys defensively? You've always been good defensively all year, but this week you guys really ratcheted up.
Yeah, well, I mean, we sharpened up. It's win or go home right around now, and I think our guys know that, and everybody stepped up, especially on the defensive end. Kellum had a great game today. Anthony Martin did a great job finishing layups for us, and that's what we needed. It's going to be a team effort coming into this sectional, and be ready for regionals. So.
Well, good luck, outstanding. Well, enjoy the win, first of all, and then congratulations. Good luck next week at Logansport.
Thanks.
Sitting here with Kellen Brown. What a huge win. Sectional champs, your senior year. It's got to feel good. Tell me what this means to you personally and to your team, first of all.
Personally, it's a great feeling to win back-to-back sectionals in one of the tougher sectionals, I think, in the state. Snyder, Northside, always tough teams. Northrop has seemed to have been bringing it the last couple years. DeKalb at their place is always a tough game, so it's a great feeling personally. I know the guys share it.
Now talk about, you're the intangible guy here for Carroll, all over the place, tracking down blocks last night, providing hard fouls, doing the dirty work, hitting key threes. What's your role? What do you say your role is? If somebody asks you, what's your role with Carroll? What is it?
My role is to be a basketball player. Whatever Marty Beasley tells me to do, I'm willing to do it. If it's screen for Jacob Braden to get him shots, that's what I'll do. It's for me to attack the basket, that's what I'll do. Whatever I need to do is what I'll do to make this team win.
How much pride do you put for yourself to get your team going, to get them? It seems like you're there to get the aggression and the emotion out of your teammates. How important is that for you guys and your team?
That's very important. That's another role that I take great pride in, to be the energy guy, to bring people together. We have multiple leaders on this team, but bringing people into a huddle, tell them what they need to do, offensively, defensively, but to bring the energy so that we come out and can play a game like this for 32 minutes.
Last question here for you. Talked to Coach Marty Beasley a little bit about you, and he kind of got emotional just talking about you. What does your relationship with Coach Marty Beasley mean in your young life?
He's a great mentor. He's believed in me ever since the youth league days. He's been watching me since I moved in here. He's had faith in me. Freshman year, I didn't play on the varsity team. He thought I needed to develop. Was probably for the better looking back on it, but I trusted in him, and he's been a great role model for what I want to be, possibly be a coach in the future, but he's definitely had a large role in my development as a player.
Well, sky's the limit for you, Kellum. I know that for sure, just watching you here over the past couple years. Congratulations tonight. Enjoy it. Well, good luck next week in Logansport.
Thank you very much.